Hi YouTubers, it's Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you, and most of you already know what we're looking at. It's the M1 Garand US rifle. Clip-fed, gas-operated, semi-automatic, chambering the US 30 M1 caliber. This reminds us of a TV series back in the 1960s called Combat, starring Vic Morrow and Rick Jason, about a squad from Easy Company going through France. And here it is, the M1 Garand rifle. Manufactured in 1943. Who knows, it may have seen some action in Europe or the Pacific. Now we all know about the operation of the Garand. It's loaded with a N-block clip holding 8 rounds of 30 caliber M1. Civilian version is the 30-06. So they go in, push it in, and then release the bolt, and you got 8 rounds of 30 cal to handle the situation. We won't talk about M1 thumb because we don't intend to do that to ourselves. But this rifle is used for my shooting of the high power matches back in the 80s. And this is a story of a gun. What happened was I was practicing position shooting at the range that allows position shooting. So I was practicing my sitting position, and I was shooting and shooting, and lo and behold, there was this older gentleman who was right behind me watching me, and I felt him watching me, and so I kind of turned back to him, and he said to me, "That's a fine rifle." And my reply to him was that, yes, this is the rifle that won the Second World War, and we sure owe those young men a tremendous debt of gratitude for what they did. Well, I didn't know it, but next thing I know, he's gone. So I'm shooting and shooting, and then he comes back and he hands me this. Now that's reverse, but what that box says is pistol ball, 45 caliber pistol. And in this box, there was 20 cartridges from different dates, including 1936, which is the year that this rifle was adopted by the US government. And it also has some rounds from the Second World War, 1942. And he just gave me this. And I thanked him profusely, but I think he realized that I was going to cherish this because of the history, and that I'm going to pass this on to my grandchildren. And I think he realized that, because you see, it was pretty obvious to me afterwards that that older gentleman was a veteran of the Second World War, and that he was one of the young men that actually carried this rifle. And that's why he said to me, "That's a fine rifle you have there." And he didn't make a big deal of it. But that was a veteran. We're running out of those gentlemen. They're all passing on now, the year 2013. Well, getting back to combat, if Private First Class Littlejohn asks for a clip, you throw him one of these, because this is a clip. To be accurate, it's called an end block clip because it holds 8 cartridges and you can't add any more in there and you can't go any less. Not in this clip anyway. So if Littlejohn calls for a clip, you take him one of these out of your bandolier and you throw it to him. Keep him in the fight. But if Sergeant Chip Saunders calls out for a magazine, then you throw him one of these. And Sergeant Saunders usually carried it inside his uniform. So he'd take his spare magazines out, load his Tommy gun, but if he runs out, and he's always running out because he sure shoots that Tommy gun a lot, he's always running out. So if he calls for more ammo and you gotta pull one of these and you throw him this magazine, the difference is this is a magazine. It has a spring inside. You don't call this a clip and you don't call this a magazine. But a lot of people call these things clips. It's really a magazine. Story of a gun. And we owe those veterans a tremendous debt of gratitude, for sure. Because they were in the Second World War combat for our freedoms and liberties.